here now because we are going to be joined by a member of the 1,000 Assist Club on Running Point, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. It is Angelina Rotuno from Cardinal Mooney Volleyball joining us on the program. Angelina, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you.
We just talked about the 1,000 career assists that you were able to get. Talk about what this moment was like last week and what it kind of felt like to finally kind of get this milestone. I know you've been working for a while.
I honestly had no clue it was happening, but I give all the credit to my hitters and my coaches that have taught me everything about volleyball. So it was a great accomplishment, but so I gave all the credit to my hitters and my coaches for that.
Yeah, and you have a couple of great hitters that you're able to set to, and what's it like kind of being able to build the dynamic and build the relationship with, like you said, the hitters that you do get to set to get these assists. We'll be right back, and uh, try to fix the obvious technical difficulties that Angelina was having. But Ty, one of the things that we were talking about with her is this, and she said it, the attackers that she gets to set to. I mean, assists don't happen without people being able to swing and get the kills. And we'll bring her back on. I'll just let you answer that question. What's it like building that relationship with the setters and I mean the attackers, the people that are able to get the kills for you to get these assists?
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, but everyone's set's different, so it is challenging to find where people need the ball at all times, and it's hard when you don't get a a great pass, but you just have to make it work.
Looking at your team too, I mean, you were able to get the 1,000 career assists in a win over the Springfield Tigers, and we know you guys go through one of the tougher schedules for the volleyball season. How do you feel as one of the setters, as you're in the thick of the offense? How do you feel the offense? How ready do you feel the offense is right now for a playoff tournament?
Yeah, we do. We have a tough schedule this year. We always start off with a tough schedule, and us being such a young team, it's been challenging. Yeah, I'm sorry. But when we get a good pass and we run an offense, it's a good thing for us. And I think that if we continue to do that in the playoffs, we'll be okay.
One of the things that all the other offenses try to do obviously is attack a team setter and make them kind of get the first touch, and you've obviously had to do that a lot because you get a lot of digs as well. What's it like being able to play that good defense and not be a liability for your team when you know that other teams want to make sure that you're getting the first touch on their swings?
My coach always tells me to play defense first because I have other teammates that can take the second ball, and just trusting that they're there is really what I have to do.
Yeah, and looking at what you got coming up too before the tail end of your season, talk to me a little bit about what you want to see yourself improve upon as well as your team improve upon before you get to that tournament.
For myself, I would like to better the ball, just make sure that we can always be running an offense. We don't want to give anyone free balls and stuff like that because it slows us down. But as a team as a whole, I think that upping our defense could be a big help in the tournament.
We talked to your coach when there was that stretch where you guys were down a couple of players, and you were kind of going through bringing on some freshmen and having them play in varsity. She brought up how important your leadership was in that span. Talk about going through that and what some of the things that you kind of did to get your team through that span until your starters could come back to the floor.
One of our big hitters, Elena Scavino, when she was out, I've been playing with her since 7th grade. So me and her have some good chemistry together. So that was a big struggle for us. But as a senior, I looked down on the sophomores and I just told them, it doesn't matter what grade you're in when you step on the court. Just play as best as you can and be confident. And if you make a mistake, come back and do better.
Talking about your relationship with not only your coaches but with the Mooney community, with Mooney as a school, talk to me a little bit about how that relationship is with you, with Mooney, and with the community, and kind of reflect on not only your time spent with the volleyball team right now. Of course, you got your years with Mooney, but talk to me about your time with the community as well.
It's a great school here. Everyone gets along. Everyone knows each other. Everyone's supporting each other in everything they do. So whenever you're down, there's always someone there to pick you up. It's really nice.
Yeah, and you talk about this community. What's it like being able to get full capacity crowds back in Cardinal Mooney and be able to feed off the crowd's energy now during home games? You know, you couldn't do it last year. You had to kind of make your own energy, but now you guys are able to feed off that energy again. What's it been like this year?
It's nice because last year it was so dead in the gym, and now just to have some fans just cheering us on, it helps us, and it brings more energy to the court. And I think that's one of our main things that we miss out on in some games. So it's nice having fans.
Obviously, you say you didn't even know the 1,000 assists happened when it did, so we couldn't say it's a goal. But talk to me a little bit about what are some of Angelina Rotuno's goals, both within and outside of the sport of volleyball.
I want to be a leader on and off the court at all times. I think that's one of a good quality to have as a person. And I always work hard in everything I do and just do my best wherever I am.
How would you define your leadership quality? Because I've seen you play quite a bit, and I imagine you're a lead by example kind of person because you've obviously proven you're not afraid to go after balls on the floor or whatever it may be. But what about the vocal leadership and how you're able to kind of bring people onto the floor and build them up? Talk about some of the qualities you bring to that aspect of leading.
I always especially to the underclassmen, because I've been in their position before. I know what it feels like to make a mistake in a varsity game, and it's very frustrating at times, and you get in your head easily. So I always just tell them, watch the ball into your platform, or stay lower on defense and come forward, or just simply don't get in your head and just come back stronger and make a better pass or swing harder, just something to do something different than what you just made a mistake on.
Out of all the coaches you've had, is there a certain motto or a certain thing that they told you maybe years ago that is starting to come up now that you're getting a little bit older and getting further in the sport of volleyball that you're starting to realize, man, they were right all along?
Well, my dad always coached me in AAU basketball, and he always said defense wins games, and he's not wrong.
You can be a testament to that. I want to give you the chance to kind of shout out your support system and the people like your dad who have been there for you throughout the years and have just helped you along this journey where you're at now.
Yeah, I for sure want to thank my dad. He's always pushed me to be my best and work hard, and my entire family has always been so supportive of everything I've done, and I appreciate that. And my coach Cece has taught me everything I know about volleyball, and she's one of my biggest role models. I would say Coach Mackenzie and Coach Tony have also been there to correct me on my mistakes and make me a better player on and off the court too.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess overall, my final question for you too. I mean, we look at everything that you've done. I mean, great accomplishments already too, and we know this season's not done, and I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say during the playoffs. But what has been your favorite thing about playing volleyball for Mooney High School?
I just love when volleyball season comes around. It is just pure happiness. We always have fun. Whether we're winning or losing, we try to make the best out of it, and we're close as a team, and we create this strong bond together, and I just think that's what makes it fun.
My final question for you, obviously we've been talking about the athlete portion of you all this time, but you're also a student, and what have been some of your favorite subjects, and what are kind of your interests as you go into the college aspects, things you want to do in the future, and things that you want to study?
I do love math, and I love English and language arts and stuff like that. But when I further my career, I would like to do something in either exercise science or nursing. I haven't really decided yet.
I gotta stop because you're one of the first people that I've ever heard that likes both English and math, and they're both pretty good at both. Because usually people are either they're heavy on the math and then they kind of push away the English, or they're heavy on the English and push away the math. Is there one that you kind of had to work a little bit more at, or have you just kind of excelled at both of them?
I definitely have to work more at math, but I'm better at English and reading and stuff like that.
All right, Angelina, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I know it's kind of the middle of a school day. We thank you for taking the time. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you so much.